Hello everybody, Colorado N Scaler, and today I'm going to be checking out the Model Power 462 Pacific. And I got this for $100 at the Rocky Mountain Train Show. Not new, but used in pretty good condition. I only had to add a knuckle coupler, because I have one of the Rapido Arnold couplers. Anyways, let's get started. So, starting off with the pilot, you have a dummy coupler. You could use it as a coupler. I mean, it seems to be the right scale, but it's not knuckle, so it's going to be a little bit of a pain uncoupling it. You could change it out, though. So, yeah. You got a molded coupler cut bar. I think it's molded. It might be separately added. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, it's there, which it matters. You have the headlight, and then, actually with the toothpick, you can see that there's 2256 on the headlight. I think they're supposed to glow, but it may be something with the bulb where it's just too far up, or it just doesn't, enough light just doesn't penetrate through the, filter, the road number thing. And then you have a separately applied bell. That looks great. You have some handrails, look nice. You have this diamond tread thing, some steps, and then some of the white paint accents along the side of the locomotive. You have some molded in tubing, as well as some builder's plates, not painted or anything, whatever. Not sure what this is right here. Looks like a little water spout or something. Then you have the smokestack. Looks great. It is a little bit wobbly, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Looking down, you have some nice rivet detail on the cylinders. And actually, I'll just move the locomotive a little bit more forward so you can see the running gear. That's the wrong direction. That's the right direction. And then, here, let me zoom out just a little bit. There. So now, on the side of the boiler, you can see that there is a lot of detail. You got really nicely modeled running gear. It looks great in motion. You have the compressors. They look great. They are not molded in. It's a separately applied detail along with some piping that goes along it. And then there's some piping right here that's separately applied. You have the white-walled tires, which I always love to see. I'm not sure if they're prototypical for everybody. Probably not. But I like to see them anyways, because it just gives that look. It gives the locomotive a little bit of extra flair. Up here, let me get the camera to focus. No, don't focus back there. Come on, buddy. Doesn't want to focus. Why are you doing this, camera? No. Come on. There we go. You have some separately applied, I think they're safety valves. And then you got the whistle and the generator back there. They're all separately applied, molded. Actually, no. The whistle is molded into this dome and painted on. It could have done a little bit better of a job, but it's so small that nobody's ever going to notice it. And on top, I'm not exactly sure what this stuff is, but it looks nice anyways. Here, this is probably the best angle to view it. Focus, get steady. You can see that there is some, come on. I think that's good enough. You can see that there's some, piping. It's a separately applied part. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it looks fantastic. On the cab roof, you got nice rivet detail, non-opening the cab roof vents thingies. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's I've seen it on some HO scale models, but it's primarily on O scale models. And then in the cab, actually, right here, you have a lot of nice detail. The brightness is a little bit weird. There we go. You can see that there's some separately applied piping. It looks fantastic. You have the rear truck. It's a little bit wobbly, and then some more separately applied piping back here, and then the road number and these decals all look to be applied pretty well. Now, I'm not sure if I can capture it, but there is some backhead detail. Most of the cab is taken up by the motor. It's just molded in. I mean, it looks... I'll try to get an angle for it, but I'm not sure how well this is going to turn out. Yeah, you can sort of see it back there. Turn up the brightness. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, nobody ever sees back there anyways, so it's not that huge of a deal, but it's nice to see that they did it. Moving down to the tender. Zoom in a little bit. That was my dog. Why is he barking? That's not... Come on. You do just the lighting. There we go. You can see that there's nice rivet detail. You got a molded coal load. You have some steps right here. Molded in. Look great. You have the trucks. They look great. Now it's too dark. Yeah, everything on this model just looks really good. And then over here, sure, that is a little bit weird that they didn't have the tooling to, like, punch a hole through that. But if you really care that much, you can probably just drill a hole through it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then on top of the tender, you have the molded coal load. Charlie, stop it! Then you have the vents. Vents? No, not vents. Thing. Not sure. If you know, put it in the comments. And then on the back of the tender, I'll just move it forward. Turn up the brightness a little bit. There we go. No, why did you do that? You can see that the ladders and the grab irons are all molded in. They look pretty good. And then the coupler, actually, then there's the coupler cup bar right there. And then the coupler was actually, because well, it's an interesting story. I'll tell it while the train's running. But some stuff happened with the coupler that I had to sort out. So anyways, let's get to running. So, since I had it moved around, or backwards, I'm just gonna flip it around real quick. Actually, if you want to see the underside, here it is. Got some detail on the underside of the tender. Just a little bit. And then, as far as weight goes, I'm pretty sure this is solid cast, a solid cast frame. And then the details, probably plastic. Wouldn't imagine they would make metal details because that just seems like a waste of tooling. The cab's plastic. Tender shell is plastic, but it has a nice weight to it. Anyways, I have just a short freight train hooked up to it. Why is the brightness so weird? There we go. So, the thing that happened with the tender is I was trying to find some couplers for it at the train show. And we gave it to this guy who was figuring out what couplers because he was like an expert. And, well, he lost the little piece to it. And these couplers on the tender were originally truck mounted. So, what I had to do is when I got home, I cut off the little tongue that goes to the coupler box on the tender, so that thing is just a regular truck now. It doesn't have a little tongue that holds the coupler anymore. And I kind of Frankensteined a new coupler from a old piece of rolling stock that I never use, because it's broken, basically. Well, it doesn't function that well. And, yeah. Now there's a coupler on there. It got glued on there. It works. That's all I'm happy about. So anyways, this locomotive, sure, it's a little bit noisy. It has sort of that high-pitched whine. But other than that, yeah, I love it. It runs really smoothly, and any fluctuations is probably because of the track. And actually, there's a big... I should probably file that down or something. There's a big joint or gap there. Anyways, I love this model. If you can find one for a good deal, I would recommend buying it. I absolutely love it. And yeah, we'll just get some more running shots in, and then we'll say goodbye, and then see you next week. And then I'll show the crawl real quick. So we'll wait till it comes back around. Show you the crawl, do one more loop, then we'll call it a wrap. Alright, so as I'm sure it is with a lot of these trains from Model Power, they tend to have a pretty decent crawl. Yep, look at that. It's a little bit jittery, and it'll pause from time to time, but I would say, because it's the track, but that is a really good crawl, other than the jitters. Come on, buddy. There. I don't know how they managed to do that to make it go that slowly, but it looks good. All right. We'll do one more shot, and then yeah, we'll call it a wrap. Also, leave in the comments, like what video you want to see next. Because I could do a video on the, I could do a video on that little switcher I have. I could do a video, like, about the layout. I could do a video on the other stuff I got at the train show, like that bunker reefer that's on the train currently. Or the Casey Jones Rossi locomotive that I got. So just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. According to YouTube statistics, not a lot of people watch till the end, so I really appreciate you spending your time to watch this video out of all the billions there are on the internet. So, thank you so much, and see you next week.